Shabbat Shalom. In William Shakespeare's Romeo and Juliet, the young love-struck Romeo wonders about the name of his beau, Juliet. What's in a name? That which we call a rose by any other name would smell as sweet. No matter what we call something, it is what it is. Yet the Torah sometimes says differently. In the book of Breshit, in some cases, a person's change in their path, a person's willingness to fight, a person committing to something earns them a new name. Avram and Sarai become Abraham and Sarah when they commit to God and embark on a journey to a land they have never known. Sarah's grandson Jacob becomes Israel after he fights with God or with an angel or with himself in the wilderness before a dangerous day's events to come. Pharaoh gives Jacob's son, Joseph, an Egyptian name, Tzafnat Paneach, in Egypt. But generations later, our greatest prophet, who saw God face to face, panim al panim, will receive an Egyptian name at his birth and never another one, Moshe, Moses. This week's Torah portion, Shemot, literally names, starts with the names of sons and grandsons of Jacob and their families as they travel to Egypt to survive a famine, and then later generations become slaves, are freed, and go to the promised land, but do not change their names. So sometimes when the momentous events of your life come to a crescendo in God's hands, you receive a new name, and sometimes the other name is fine. I received a new name as a 20-something when I converted, Yonatan David ben Avraham Vesara. And I received not a name, but a new title, Rav u More, Rabbi and Teacher, a few weeks ago. And now I wonder, as Romeo wondered, what's in a name? When did I become a Jew? When did the name take hold? What did it do to me? When did it do it? How does it resonate now? I expect these are the questions I will ask about my new title, Rav u More. I will hesitate to tell some people, that I received smicha, a blessing from other rabbis. There's a humility there, a fear of judgment for choosing an alternative path to ordination, and an uncertainty of what it means to call myself a thing I've spent decades seeing in other people, but not myself. I will do my best to honor the tradition that follows the lineage, like the names at the start of Shemot, and not besmirch the name of rabbi. I will do my best not to know everything, but admit what I don't know and invite others to come join me in learning wherever our questions take us. A title, unlike a name, seems to come with self-chosen responsibility. Parent, sibling, worker, leader, doctor, lawyer, rabbi. But our name, like Romeo or Juliet, usually unchosen by us, can be the greatest sign of our self-realization, the greatest sign that we have taken on the mantle of not a rabbi, but a good person. In Pirkei Avot, the sayings of our fathers, in Talmud, Rabbi Judah said, "Be careful in study, for an error in study counts as deliberate sin." Rabbi Shimon said, there are 3 crowns: the crown of Torah, the crown of priesthood, and the crown of royalty. But the crown of a good name supersedes them all. Be careful in your study, says Rabbi Judah. But Rabbi Shimon comes to turn it on its head. Study itself is not the highest achievement by itself. The purity and lineage of the Kohanim and Levi'im is not the highest purity. The honor and power of kings and queens is not the most important title. It is the crown of a good name that supersedes them all. And we enter into these names with birth, with marriage, with conversion, or sometimes with great struggles like our ancestors. But to really be the name, to be a rose that called anything else is just as sweet, just as righteous, just as loving, just as virtuous, That is the name we want. May our names and our titles be not achievements and badges of honor, but calls to embody them and earn them every single day of our lives. Ken Yehi Ratzon, may it be God's will. Shabbat Shalom.